Ladies and gentlemen, in life, success does not begin with money, education, or even talent. It begins with mindset. The way you think determines the way you live. Your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape your destiny. So, if you want to change your life, you must first change your mindset. Today, let us explore the mindset you need to rise above challenges, to grow, and to live with purpose. When we talk about success, dreams, or personal transformation, everything starts with one single shift, the shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset whispers in your ear, this is who you are. You can't change. You're either smart or not, talented or not, lucky or not. It locks people into a box where they believe their abilities are permanent, unchangeable, and predetermined. And when challenges appear, a fixed mindset convinces them to run, to give up, to accept defeat as destiny. But a growth mindset, on the other hand, is a seed of possibility. It says, yes, you failed today, but tomorrow you can improve. Yes, you don't know the answer now, but you can learn. Yes, you're struggling, but this struggle is not the end. It is the beginning of mastery. A growth mindset allows you to believe that every talent can be developed, every skill can be sharpened, and every limitation can be stretched with effort, learning, and persistence. Think of great innovators, leaders, and achievers. None of them started at the top. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. A fixed mindset would have said, clearly, I'm not meant for this. But his growth mindset told him, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. That is the power of seeing failure as feedback, not as a full stop. Growth mindset also transforms your relationship with criticism. While a fixed mindset sees criticism as an attack, a growth mindset sees it as a mirror, a chance to see what can be improved. When you stop defending your weaknesses and start working on them, you unlock the door to real progress. It even changes how you see others. A fixed mindset is threatened by someone else's success, but a growth mindset celebrates it because it knows that someone else's victory does not reduce yours. It expands what is possible for everyone. Imagine how powerful our communities, workplaces, and relationships would be if more people embraced that perspective. At its core, a growth mindset is about embracing the word yet. You're not there yet. You don't have the answer yet. You're not at your goal yet. Yet is a bridge. It carries you from where you are to where you want to be. So, if you want to change your life, start here. Replace I can't with I can't yet. Replace this is impossible with this is a challenge I can grow through. Replace I'm not good enough with I'm not good enough yet, but I'm working on it. That, my friends, is the mindset you need. Because when you cultivate a growth mindset, failure no longer scares you, learning no longer embarrasses you, and effort no longer feels wasted. Instead, everything, failure, learning, effort, becomes part of the journey that carries you closer to your potential. One of the most powerful shifts you will ever make in life is the shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset is rooted in fear. It whispers, there isn't enough for everyone. If they win, you lose. If someone else gets the opportunity, you're left with nothing. If they shine, your light will dim. People trapped in scarcity thinking live in constant competition, comparison, and insecurity. They measure their value by what others have, not by what they are building. This mindset creates jealousy, greed, even self-doubt, because deep down it believes the world is limited, opportunities are rare, and success is like a pie. If someone else takes a slice, there's less left for you. But the truth is far more liberating. The pie is unlimited. The universe does not operate in limitation. It operates in expansion. This is the foundation of the abundance mindset. An abundance mindset says, there is more than enough. Your success does not steal from mine. In fact, it inspires me. There are always more opportunities, more connections, more blessings waiting if I'm willing to see them. This mindset frees you from envy and competition, replacing them with gratitude and collaboration. Think about it: when you see someone driving a car you want, a scarcity mindset makes you bitter. Why them? Not me. But an abundance mindset changes the perspective. If it's possible for them, it's possible for me too. Their win is proof that the opportunity exists. Instead of resentment, you feel inspiration. Instead of shrinking, you expand. Abundance is not just about money or material things. It's about how you see life. A scarcity mindset says, love is rare. Trust is rare. Happiness is rare. An abundance mindset says, there is endless love to give and receive. Trust can be built again. Happiness can be created, not just found. This mindset also changes how you treat people. Scarcity thinking makes you hoard knowledge, contacts, opportunities because you fear losing them. But an abundance thinker shares freely, knowing that giving multiplies. When you help someone rise, you don't fall, you climb higher together. When you celebrate others, you attract more reasons to be celebrated yourself. History shows us that the greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries all operated from abundance. Possibilities where others saw dead ends. They created industries, innovations, and movements because they refused to believe that the world had run out of room for new ideas. Abundance also teaches you gratitude. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you focus on what you already have. Gratitude is the soil where abundance grows. When you are thankful, you shift your energy from lack to possibility, from bitterness to hope. And that shift attracts more of what you desire because your mind is open to receive. So ask yourself, do you want to live in the prison of scarcity or the freedom of abundance? Scarcity keeps you small, jealous, and fearful. Abundance makes you expansive, generous, and fearless. Scarcity says life is a competition. Abundance says life is a creation. The mindset you need is abundance. Because when you believe that the world is overflowing with opportunities, resources, and blessings, you will no longer chase success. You will attract it. You will no longer envy others. You will celebrate them. And in that celebration, in that giving, in that openness, you will discover that there is always more than enough for you, for me, for all of us. There is one truth that unites us all. It is this: life will test you. No matter who you are, no matter how talented, educated, or wealthy you may be, storms will come, people will disappoint you, opportunities will slip away, dreams will shatter, and failures will break your heart. And in those moments, one thing separates those who rise from those who remain defeated. It is the resilient mindset. A resilient mindset is not about avoiding pain. It's about enduring it, transforming it, and using it as fuel to grow. It's about saying, yes, this hurts. Yes, I failed. Yes, I am tired, but I will not stop here. This is not the end of my story. Think of a seed planted deep in the soil. Before it ever sees the light of day, it must push through darkness, endure pressure, and break through the dirt above it. Without resilience, it would remain buried forever. But with resilience, it grows into a tree strong enough to give shade, shelter, and fruit. That is what resilience does. It turns your trials into testimonies. Life is not defined by the blows you receive, but by how you respond to them. Some people experience failure once and give up forever. Others are rejected 100 times but keep moving, and eventually the door opens. Resilience is that quiet voice inside that whispers, try one more time. Even science confirms that the human brain is wired for resilience. We are built to adapt, to heal, and to rebuild. Every setback creates an opportunity for learning. Every disappointment sharpens patience. Every pain, when endured, deepens strength. Without hardships, there can be no endurance, and without endurance, there can be no greatness. Look at the stories of people who changed the world. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, yet he walked out with forgiveness instead of bitterness. Malala Yousafzai was shot for going to school. She used her pain as a platform to fight for education worldwide. These are not just stories of talent. They are stories of resilience. A resilient mindset also changes how you interpret challenges. Instead of saying, "Why me?" you begin to say, "What is this teaching me?" Every struggle becomes a classroom. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every heartbreak becomes preparation for a stronger comeback. Resilience turns obstacles into stepping stones. Resilience is not built in comfort. It is forged in the fire of adversity. Just as steel is strengthened by heat, your character is strengthened by trials. Every storm you survive becomes proof that you can endure the next one. The resilient mindset is also about patience. Sometimes the hardest part of resilience is not fighting, but waiting. Waiting for the right time, waiting for healing, waiting for results. Resilience is not just about bouncing back quickly. It's about holding on long enough until the tide turns in your favor. Most importantly, resilience gives you hope. It reminds you that no night lasts forever and no storm reigns forever. Morning always comes. Light always returns. And the human spirit, when fueled with resilience, always finds a way to rise again. So, if you want to live with strength, the resilient mindset. Do not run from hardship. Learn from it. Do not let failure bury you. Stand up again. Do not let pain break you. Let it shape you. Because resilience is not just surviving, it is transforming every setback into the foundation of your comeback. That, my friends, is the mindset you need when life becomes difficult. Because resilience does not promise that you won't face storms. It promises that no storm will have the power to sink you. Challenges are not obstacles placed in your path to destroy you. They are stepping stones designed to build you. Yet, the way you respond to challenges depends entirely on your mindset. Two people can face the same storm, but one drowns in fear while the other learns to sail. The difference is not the challenge, it is the mindset. Positive mindset toward challenges does not mean you pretend life is easy or ignore difficulties. It does not mean you deny pain or cover up reality with fake optimism. Instead, it means you train your mind to look beyond the problem, focus on solutions, and to believe that even the darkest tunnel leads to light. When you face challenges with negativity, you shrink. You focus on what you can't do, on what's unfair, on how hopeless the situation seems. This mindset paralyzes you. It makes you give up before you even try. But when you approach challenges with positivity, you expand. You look for lessons instead of losses. You ask, what can I learn from this? How can this situation make me stronger? What hidden opportunity is buried here? Think of the eagle. When storms come, smaller birds hide. But the eagle does not run from the storm. Instead, it uses the wind to rise higher. The very thing that could destroy it becomes the very force that lifts it above the clouds. That is what a positive mindset does. It transforms storms into stepping stones. Let us be clear, positivity is not about ignoring reality. It is about interpreting reality in a way that empowers you. Two students can fail an exam. One says, "I'm stupid. I'll never succeed." The other says, "This is feedback. I know where I went wrong, and now I can improve." Same situation, different outcome. Because of mindset. Great innovators and leaders have always had this mindset. When Thomas Edison's laboratory burned down in 1914, destroying years of work, he didn't collapse in despair. Instead, he said, "Thank God all our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start afresh." That is positivity, not blindness to pain, choosing a perspective that gives power instead of taking it away. A positive mindset toward challenges also shields you from fear, tells you that obstacles are walls. Positivity reveals that obstacles are doors, sometimes locked, sometimes heavy, always capable of being opened. Fear paralyzes, positivity mobilizes. This mindset even affects your body. Science has shown that positivity reduces stress, strengthens the immune system, and improves problem-solving skills. When you stay hopeful in the face of challenges, your brain literally becomes more creative, more resilient, and more open to solutions. Negativity closes doors in your mind, positivity opens them. But here's the key, positivity is a choice. You may not choose your circumstances, but you can always choose your perspective. Life will hand you difficulties. It's inevitable. You decide whether to see them as stumbling blocks or building blocks. Ask yourself, when I look back at this challenge 5 years from now, will I see it as a curse or as a turning point? Most of the time, challenges that once seemed unbearable later become the stories of our greatest growth. So, the mindset you need is not one that avoids challenges, but one that welcomes them with courage and positivity. Because the truth is, without challenges, there can be no growth. Without resistance, there can be no strength. And without trials, there can be no triumphs. When you face your next difficulty, don't shrink in fear. Don't complain, "Oh, why me?" Instead, rise with a positive mindset and declare, "Try me." For the person who meets challenges with positivity will not only survive them, they will thrive because of them. Motivation is the spark that ignites the fire of achievement, then discipline is the steady flame that keeps it burning. Most people start their journeys full of energy, passion, and excitement. They wake up early for a week, they eat healthy for a month, they write the first pages of their dream book, or begin that new business with enthusiasm. But then, when the excitement fades, when life becomes heavy, when progress seems slow, most people quit. Why? Because they relied only on motivation. But motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the wind. What sustains greatness, what separates dreamers from doers, is discipline. And the mindset you need is not just about getting inspired. It is about staying consistent even when you don't feel like it. Disciplined mindset whispers in your ear, "Do it anyway." You don't feel like exercising? Do it anyway. You don't feel like working on your goals today? Do it anyway. You don't feel like practicing, studying, or pushing forward? Do it anyway. Because discipline does not ask you how you feel. It directs you toward what you must do. Discipline is freedom. It may sound like a paradox. It is true. The person without discipline is a slave to moods, to impulses, to procrastination. The person with discipline is free. Free to shape their destiny, free to achieve their vision, free to live with purpose instead of excuses. Think about the greatest athletes, musicians, scientists, or leaders. Their success was not built on bursts of motivation, but on daily habits of discipline. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest by only practicing when he felt inspired. He practiced relentlessly, even when tired, even when discouraged, even when others doubted him. Beethoven did not compose masterpieces only on days he felt creative. He worked with discipline, refining his craft daily. Discipline is the silent partner of every success story. A disciplined mindset also teaches you patience. The results of consistency are not immediate. You don't plant a seed and expect a tree the next day. You water it, nurture it, and wait, sometimes for months or years. Discipline allows you to trust the process, to show up daily even when you see no instant results, because you know that growth is happening quietly beneath the surface. Without discipline, goals remain wishes. With discipline, even ordinary actions transform into extraordinary results over time. Reading 10 pages a day seems small, but in a year, it's over 300-600 pages. More than most people read in their lifetime. Saving a little money consistently seems insignificant. Over time, it builds wealth. Small acts, repeated with discipline, create massive impact. Discipline is not just about habits, it is about character. It shapes who you become. It teaches self-control, resilience, and integrity. Strengthens your ability to say no to distractions, to short-term pleasures, and to the temptation of quitting when things get tough. Disciplined mindset also protects you from excuses. Excuses are the language of failure. They tell you why you can't. Discipline silences excuses and says, you may not feel ready, you can still take the next step. It turns intention into action and action into results. Remember, bridge between your dreams and your reality is not motivation. It is discipline. You may be inspired today, but tomorrow you may feel weak. Discipline is the glue that holds your commitment together when your emotions want to let go. So the mindset you need is a disciplined one. A mindset that values consistency over intensity, long-term growth over short-term comfort, and daily progress over occasional bursts of effort. Because at the end of the day, discipline does not give you the life you dream of. It gives you the life you are willing to work for, step by step, day by day. Discipline is not a punishment, it is a path. And those who walk it consistently will eventually arrive at greatness. The world we live in is constantly evolving. Technology advances daily, cultures shift, opportunities emerge, and challenges grow more complex. In such a world, the people who thrive are not always the strongest, nor the most intelligent. They are the ones with an open mindset, the ones willing to learn, adapt, and change. An open mindset is the willingness to say, I don't know everything. I can still learn. I can still grow. It is humility in action because arrogance closes doors, but openness unlocks them. The moment you think you know it all is the moment you stop growing. The moment you stop growing is the moment you begin to decline. Life will always bring you situations that demand change, new jobs, new roles, new technologies, new relationships, or unexpected challenges. Closed mindset resists. This is not how I've always done it. I can't change. I won't change. But an open mindset embraces, this is new, but I can learn. This is different, but I can adapt. This is unfamiliar, but it may make me better. Think about water. It is soft, powerful. It has no fixed shape, yet it can flow into any container, adapt to any environment, and even carve valleys through rock over time. Is the strength of an open mindset. It bends, it flows, it adapts, and in the end it overcomes. An open mindset also requires curiosity. Closed minds stop asking questions. Open minds never stop exploring. Curiosity is the seed of discovery. Every great invention, every breakthrough in science, every piece of art that changed history came because someone kept asking, what if? Why not? Can we do this differently? A closed mindset asks, what's the point? An open mindset asks, what's possible? This mindset also protects you from fear of change. Many people resist change because it feels uncomfortable. Comfort feels safe. But comfort is a cage, and growth never happens inside it. Open mindset understands that discomfort is not danger. It is development. It welcomes change because change is proof that life is moving forward. History is full of examples of people who embraced openness. Companies that refused to adapt, like those that ignored digital technology, disappeared. Individuals who refused to learn new skills were left behind. But those who embraced change, who stayed open, became leaders of the future. An open mindset also deepens relationships. When you listen instead of arguing, when you stay curious instead of judgmental, you build bridges instead of walls. A closed mindset says, I already know. An open mindset says, tell me more. And that openness creates trust, respect, and connection with others. Let us be clear. Having an open mindset does not mean accepting everything blindly. it does not mean lacking conviction. It means holding your beliefs with strength while staying willing to learn, to adjust, and to improve when new truth or wisdom is revealed. It is strength combined with flexibility. The open mindset is also a key to inner peace. Why? Because when life changes suddenly, and it will, you are not destroyed. You bend, you adapt, you learn, and you grow. People who cling tightly to the way things were suffer endlessly. But those who remain open move forward with grace. So the mindset you need is an open one, a mindset that never stops learning, never stops asking, never stops growing. A mindset that sees change not as a threat but as a teacher. A mindset that adapts like water, explores like a child, and evolves like nature itself. Because at the end of the day, life is not about resisting change. It is about transforming through it. And those who keep an open mindset will always find themselves not just surviving in this world, but thriving in it. At the core of every meaningful life lies one essential ingredient: purpose. Without purpose, even success feels empty. Without purpose, achievements lose meaning. Without purpose, life becomes a cycle of chasing, acquiring, and achieving, yet never truly feeling fulfilled. That is why the mindset you need above all else is a purpose-driven mindset. Purpose-driven mindset is not about living for random desires or short-term pleasures. It is about having a deeper why behind what you do. It is about aligning your actions, decisions, and goals with something greater than yourself. Something that fuels you when motivation fades and strengthens you when challenges arise. Purpose gives direction. Imagine a ship with powerful engines but no compass. It can move quickly, but without direction, will circle endlessly or crash into unseen shores. Many people live like that. Busy, productive, even successful by society's standards, directionless inside. Purpose is the compass that ensures your energy is invested in what truly matters. Purpose-driven mindset also gives resilience. When you know why you are doing something, you can endure almost anything. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, once wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." This is the essence of purpose. When your why is strong, no obstacle is big enough to stop you. Purpose transforms sacrifice into meaning. Without purpose, discipline feels like suffering. Waking up early, working hard, sacrificing comfort, it all feels like a burden. But with purpose, those same sacrifices feel like investments. Parent working long hours for their child's future doesn't complain about tiredness, because purpose fuels them. Artist who stays awake creating is not drained. They are alive with meaning. Purpose turns pain into progress. Purpose-driven mindset also protects you from comparison. When you don't know your purpose, you measure your life against others, comparing wealth, careers, looks, and achievements. But when you are rooted in purpose, you realize, I am not in competition with them. I am on my own path. Purpose liberates you from jealousy because it reminds you that your mission is unique and no one else can walk it for you. Purpose also creates fulfillment. Many people chase success only to find it feels hollow. Climb ladders only to discover the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. But when your success aligns with your purpose, fulfillment follows. Purpose-driven success doesn't just look good on the outside. It feels right on the inside. But how do you find purpose? Truth is, purpose is not always discovered in a single moment. It is revealed step by step, through self-reflection, through service to others, through listening to what excites your soul and what burdens your heart. An open question to always ask yourself is, what impact do I want my life to leave behind? Because purpose is not just about what you achieve, it is about who you become and what legacy you leave. Purpose-driven mindset also brings peace. When you know why you are here, you no longer feel lost in the noise of the world. You no longer chase everything. You choose wisely. You no longer waste energy on what doesn't matter. You focus on what truly does. Mindset you need, therefore, is one anchored in purpose. Because without purpose, life is motion without meaning. With purpose, every step, every struggle, and every sacrifice becomes part of a greater journey. So ask yourself today, what is my why? Because when you find it, everything else will fall into place. Motivation becomes easier, discipline becomes natural, resilience becomes stronger, and even challenges become stepping stones. Purpose is the light that guides you, the anchor that grounds you through the path, and the fire that keeps you moving when everything else fades. And that is the mindset you need to live, not just a successful life, but a meaningful one. We have explored the 7 powerful mindsets: the growth mindset, the abundance mindset, the resilient mindset, the positive mindset, the disciplined mindset, the open mindset, and the purpose-driven mindset. Together, they form the foundation of a life not just lived, but fully experienced. Remember this: your outer world will always reflect your inner world. If your thoughts are small, your life will be small. If your mindset is weak, your challenges will crush you. But if your mindset is strong, abundant, resilient, positive, disciplined, open, and purpose-driven, then no obstacle will be too great, no dream too distant, and no setback too permanent. Your mindset is your most valuable asset. Guard it, nurture it, and grow it every single day. Because when you transform your mind, you transform your destiny. So I leave you with this challenge from this moment forward. Do not just exist, rise. Do not just think, elevate. Do not just dream, believe, and do not just hope, act. Because the mindset you need is already within you. All you must do is choose it, live it, and let it guide you to the life you were born to live.